All right, I guess I'm live. So, doing this live, so you're not thinking that I'm saving videos and going, oh, I'm gonna keep this part, edit this part. No, this is gonna be live right now. So, this is the end of July. We're about to go into August. So, there's a lot of things that's happening right now. There's a lot of shit storms going on. A lot of the money's crashing right now. People aren't really getting along. People are saying, oh, we're being woke. People are like, oh man, I feel this shift in consciousness. Well, guess what? You're not the only one. And they ain't the only ones right now. But what is going on is that shift. So everybody's going through this stuff right now. So, but there's only going to be a few people who are actually going to get it, wake the fuck up, and get the fuck out of here. So I've been trying to tell you guys, like, hey, it's been going on for a little bit. You can either pay attention to what I'm saying, or you can go, you're going delusional, it's crazy, it's 1:30 in the morning. There's a reason I'm up at 1:30 in the morning right now. Because you guys are asleep, I'm fucking feeling it. Why am I feeling it? I get the damn goosebumps. It's like you can see waves going through here. I thought I was going mad. I thought I was going crazy. But then the more I started researching it, guess what? I'm not alone either. There's other people. I'm literally watching videos almost crying. It's like, damn, now I don't feel so alone anymore. Because you know what? Somebody else is going through the same thing that I'm going through. And you know what? It fucking hit me. Damn, Kevin. This went on about 5 or 6 years ago in your past. And when did it happen? I was writing this psychology book. It was called Mind I See. It was literally, I was staying over there in Nobleton, okay? And this is when I started making music. And you guys are like, man, you were so cool when you're making music. Well, guess what, guys? It's right here. But you know what else is on here? Not just music. A little bit more than that. And I'm going to show the arms, and then you're going to see them goosebumps popping up, just like they're doing right now. And you can't fake that. And when they teach us when we're little kids in school, what happens when you're feeling goosebumps on your arms and your hair starting to stand up in Florida? It's because, boom, fucking lightning's going to hit you. That's static electricity. And you know what's cool about your body doing that? That's you raising your frequency. This stuff is real. Like, dudes, come on now. There's a reason chicks like these crystals, okay? Why do they like the crystals? Because they have these different vibrations, okay? And they do vibrate. Like, motherfucker, if you're not waking up and realizing this right now, if you haven't paid attention in science class, if you haven't, seen anything that's going on in the world right now, it's like, what are you really paying attention to? You're playing with yourself, okay? You're not waking up and see what's going on. And that waking up part is literally the whole entire reason I have the tattoo like this. That is earth, wind, water, fire, the flower of life. Tattoo on my belly, So, going into this, okay, so I started writing this and started taking it in. There's a song that I have on my Kmart Beats profile. It's called Psychodelicate. In that song, there is a frequency that I put into it. It's 528 megahertz. So this is, man, I just found a video from it. It was like 2015, I want to say. And this is the stuff that I was seeing in 2015. Capitalism, communism, infrasound, electromagnetic particle modulation, virtual reality, neurotransmission, waves, optics, zero-point energy, thermodynamics, systemizing, game of life. What, the game of life, you see a little grid right there? It's a little matrix. MK Ultra, human ownership, DARPA, NWO, C++ programming, human energy, cryogenics, economics, like what? And then bang, this is where it comes into the cows. Human ownership. Like, I fucking saw this shit a long time ago and I got distracted, And then when it comes down to this whole entire book was for when you're recognizing your subconscious is interacting with the conscious. And all these different little symbols, it's like, hey, when you recognize just a normal straight little thought, boom, you got a straight line. If you got some type of abstract thought, you start seeing these S lines. And as you're saying it, like, Kevin, you're going a little bit off here and you're speaking a little bit fast. Because I don't know how long this battery is going to last. First time doing a live video. So, boom, air conditioner's kicking on. All right. So probably as I'm going to be doing this, I'll go, hey, I feel like I can see something. For the love of God, do not laugh at me. you know, hey, you know, I know as a man, you know, the embarrassment of going through this, you know, is gonna be like, hey, I might suffer from it, but you know what? I gotta explain this shit to you guys, because I feel like if I don't, you know, then, you know, I missed out on my purpose. Remember the other day I was saying like, hey, you know, I'm wasting my time. I don't want to waste my time with this anymore. So, when I was younger, I started getting in the mail all of these Department of Defense paperwork. What the fuck would I get that for? Maybe because, hey, it's random. Maybe because it started with that sound engineering and that FL Studio program and the music making. And what did my little ass start finding out? There's something called infrasound. I think it's like giraffes, whales do it. I think like trees, and then, fuck, there's something there, okay. There it goes again. But yeah, like trees do it and stuff, or I'm not so sure about the trees part. But anyways, infrasound is a sound that you cannot hear, but you can feel. So it's a sound that resonates all the way around the atmosphere. It can resonate through all kinds of different things. But with that infrasound, what people don't realize, if you were to amp that shit up to 140 decibels, you're like, how loud is 140 decibels? I think it's probably about like as loud as like a plane or something like that. Oh my God, that's so fucking loud. You know who does that right now? The goddamn military. They blast shit out of the sky with sound. Because what does sound do? You know, it goes back, you know, to have that in here. You know, hey, sound is a wave, you know, it's electromagnetics. I'm pretty sure you've seen on YouTube guys getting sand, putting it on the ground or putting it on like a thing or whatever, vibrating it. What happens? A shape pops up. Huh, that's strange. A shape will pop up because of sound. You can't see sound. You could damn sure feel it. And you know what also you can see and feel? You can feel light. But what is it with light? It doesn't have like a weight or something like that. But you can hook a goddamn magnet up to that son of a bitch, and you can make that light bend. Put it in a cathode tube. Just watch a video. I mean, if you're born, I was born in 1993. If you're born anytime around that, you have got to have seen that. It's like a green tube. Dude gets a light. You know, it's like a light like that. He sticks a freaking magnet up to it, and the thing starts shaking all over the place. Why is it doing that? Because what, photons, they got a positive or negative charge or something like that. But as far as the charges go and everything, if you're one of those people that's like, man, you know, okay, this dude sounded a little bit weird at first, but all right, he's starting to make a little bit of sense. You know, I got 3 years of college background. You know, if you know me, we went to the same school together. You know, we played football, you know, we played baseball. You know, we've been through each other's lives before. So what is separating me from other people? 1, paid attention. 2, put it into practice. And by putting it into practice, I journaled. And one of the best things about doing the the music, was that 528 megahertz. And what I was doing to myself that I was not even realize I was doing, that whole freaking time that I was there, playing with those megahertz and putting them in songs and stuff like that, you know, getting excited with stuff. The whole time I was repairing my DNA. I was working on it. I didn't even know it at the time. So I'm like, all right, what's this? Woo, yeah. Now I know you see those ones. So when it comes to like reporting your DNA, so see resonating as well as the color. I mean, I could sit here and read this to you, but I mean, it would just take too long. But I sat down and just know as a man, like, hey, why is a man doing journaling? You know, Roy G. Biv, you know, I was looking at ultraviolet, white light, black light. Black light. You ever have a projector? Okay, let's see where there's a shadow. You see that shadow right there? Okay. You ever have a projector or you're watching TV and there's the color black on the TV? You're thinking, how do they get black light on a TV? You know, if the light is white, how do you get black? You literally have a light and then you have another light behind it. And then when it shines through it, see if I can get it right there. You get a black light. Boom. It's just the light that you shine behind that light has to be brighter than the light in front of it. Apparent value. So when you're looking at space, so after showing that and after hearing that, go ahead and look it up. You know, what is black light? And you look at space, it's like, fuck, space should be all goddamn white. It should be white, you know, not black. It should be white. So what is that saying? Is there something brighter in front of it? Or is there something behind it? Because if our atmosphere is filtering through the light, why is the sky blue? Because it filters out. And that's the light that you still see in the atmosphere. Water isn't blue, water's clear. You're just seeing the reflection from the sky. So if that atmosphere is filtering out that much freaking light, and you see those astronauts, they go up into space and they wear that shield, because if you're turning this way, you're gonna be 200, 300 freaking degrees, and then their back is a darn negative 200, and they need that heat shield so it don't blind their eyes, you know, just like a welder and stuff like that. Then how come when they go up into space, they're not seeing 100% white out there? So this goes back to the structures. Oh, this other book right here, this is, Mind I See. And this is when I start bringing this back over. I'm an Aquarius, and what's really cool about this is I believe it was in the age of Taurus. Now we're entering the age of Aquarius. Woohoo! Boy, doesn't that make me feel special, being an Aquarius. So, go watch Evan Almighty. Watch Evan Almighty, and it's a movie about him being like Noah, everything like that, a biblical thing from the Bible. There's a huge flood coming on. He's got to bring, the animals. He's got to save the world and stuff like that. If you wait till the very end of that movie, and it cracks me up every time, I'm getting goosebumps again even thinking about it. They play a stupid little song at the end. They're dancing around, and all of a sudden there's these little flowers spinning. But if you're a person like me that recognizes things, you know what the flowers are. They're just symmetry. They're spinning. Click, fucker. Sorry, you'll hear me say fucker because it pisses me off a lot and it drives me crazy. So start doing certain things and then boom, I do this little pop. But at the end of that movie, they have a song, The Age of Aquarius. It is the age of Aquarius. So why the heck would they choose that song? Because Hollywood, they spend millions and billions and however many dollars on a movie. So I know I'm probably going a little off topic here, but Hollywood itself. Hollywood. Any of y'all ever like Harry Potter? Magic and stuff like that? If you're into like witchcraft and spells and Harry Potter and stuff like that, what are wands made out of? They're made out of holly tree branch. Hollywood. Magic. Hollywood. You kidding me? So this is what I'm saying. If you're living by yourself, for years, and then as soon as you get onto like a little topic, and then boom, like your shit starts fucking knocking around. Yeah, you'd go a little nuts too. And then it's like right on spot, right on coincidences. Either start mocking stuff, So, yeah, lights can do different things. So the reason for the government paperwork again, is Department of Defense. Doing surveys with them. And then the last one I went to go send out that I did not send out, I was actually working at a Chevrolet dealership. And I had pussied out. And I wrote them a letter. And I was like, hey, I love that you guys are sending me this information. I like doing these surveys. I like feeling like I'm being part of something. I love, like the information that I'm getting. But if you want to come meet me in person, I know, granted, you probably already know where I'm at. Come meet me at the dealership. Go, if you don't see me or whatever, say that you're this person, and I'll know exactly who you are, and I'll prepare myself for a test drive. And we'll go around and we'll talk about this stuff. Well, Come to find out, that really didn't even need to happen. And I'll put a screenshot up here after this video, if this thing is still recording right, because my phone's broke up in the corner, but it still says finished, so I think I'm still good, hopefully. And yeah, so Mind IC, these books right here, is understanding the basic subconscious thought, indication of basic shapes, you know, and how it formulates the thought process. So grids, graphs, matrix cells, formulate, you know, conclusion, text, numbers, human faces, silhouettes. So what it really is it's people are waking up. You know, people are starting to realize, hey, you know, there's some bullshit out there. Just like I said, Hollywood. You know, Hollywood, magic wand, magic tricks, smoke and mirrors. Fuck off. You know, quit telling us some bullshit. You know, we got so much information every single day because of the phones in our hands. You know, we can literally see, like, if you're a man, you can literally get on freaking a porn site and you could see 200 freaking women in 30 seconds. You know, or if you're a girl, and I feel bad, but so bad for the female, you get almost labeled. And it's really hard for a girl to try to figure out who's real, who's fucking with them, or who just wants to fuck them. Because that girl, to a man, men are attracted to an image. Women are attracted to the personality. The women, that's why chicks don't want to fuck you on the first date, guys. Because they want to figure out, hey, is this guy actually fucking with me? Is he wasting our time? They're programmed to nurture, care, love. We are here to protect, fight, and fuck. So we just want that reward. You know, we want to fucking bust a nut, release our seed. They want to make sure, hey, this man is going to take care of the family. So what happens? You know, just like I said, there are hundreds and hundreds of dudes hitting up that chick. You know, that girl that you're talking to. Don't be stupid, guys, thinking, oh my gosh, she's only texting me. Bullshit. She's texting 5, 6, 7 other dudes. And you think, hey, you know, maybe I might get her attention here. You're just running her away because she's seeing so much bullshit every single day, just like you're seeing as many tits and ass every single day. So it almost puts the man in a position to literally have to be very, very, how would I say, just very high level. Almost have to fucking fake it. That's the whole entire reason I'm doing this live video and stuff. So not being faked, you know, that profile picture, am I saying like this, my muscles look cool like this? Fuck it. You know, she's doing the same thing. You gotta do the same thing. You know, because it's like, if you don't have that perfect image right off rip and you fail that first impression, what happens? She's gone. She's gone. You know, same thing with her. If you don't have something to say, you know, if you don't look, or, you know, she don't got the tits, or she don't got the ass, or something like that, you're just going to keep looking somewhere else. And it fucking sucks and pathetic. The shit wasn't like that back in the day, you know? If there was, I said it in a couple posts, you know, if you're a dude, and you're living in darn, you know, 1600s, you know, out of those 3 women, 2 of them were going to die from having a baby. And that last one was going to actually have a baby and carry on your last name. So what I'm getting at here, you know, it's like different shapes and stuff, you know, colors, properties. I have it all written down here. But what is really interesting, I'm trying to find the right page. Energy, sound, color, structure, you know, in a given space, energy is added, structure is then formed. So building blocks, you know, this was back in 2015. You know, and then the first thing is like, with nothing comes a thought. With nothing comes a thought. Your experience is an emotion, as well as what you're experiencing. Your surroundings can determine the thought process. For the eye was given light, for the blinded we were given sound, and with that with neither, we're given touch or resistance. Now, touch and resistance. If you remember back in science class, touch is literally that. And the resistance is like how long it would take for for that fan to slow down after I push it to stop. As far as touch goes, what did we learn in school? When you start breaking it down, nothing actually really touches anything, you know? So if nothing's really touching anything, what is slowing it down and what the hell is friction? It's the electromagnetism. It's that energy. It's that wave. And then you would know, hey, you know, the body's like a light bulb. It gives off a certain amount of energy. But if you know how to amplify it, you can sit here and you can go quiet. And then if you want to resonate it, oh shit, why did the camera just go off like that? It's crazy ass shit. But anyways, if you learn how to start resonating your body, you will start feeling things and you'll start becoming in tune. You ever see why people meditate? Why? Because they're amped up. If you slow down, doesn't your body feel better? The tone of your voice relaxes. And it's like, oh, man, I cannot wait to relax at the end of this day. I have been going and going and going. Why? Because when your energy's brought down. But if you need to raise it up, you start amplifying, you start going, you start thinking of an awesome thought. You're like, whoa, you know, I can start sitting here and think I could feel the air cold, and then you can sit yourself and then boom, get goosebumps just like that. So it's all about coming in tune. And people are coming in tune right now. I want to say faster than they ever have, because I thought for a minute, hey, I'm the only one in this little country town. Hey, you know, I went to college for physics. Okay. You know a little bit out here. All right. But it's like, man, I felt like I was outcasted. But now there's a lot of you that are out there waking up to just like me. I don't know if it's the same type of level or same type of excitement, but it's happening. If you're having there's a lot of breakups right now. There's a lot of people going through stress. That little thing that's in the back of your mind, like, you know, if I just keep pushing through this, all right, I'll be stronger. Like, what's that song? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Live a little longer. Like that. You know what? It's a test. It really is. Because, you know, everything is an experience right here. Why is the experience? So, we are living in a 3D world where you can see up, down, left, right. You can touch it, move it around. But just like that energy, and just like that thought process, and just like the waves, and just like the sound, you can't see that shit, but you can feel it. And like wind, you can't see that wind, but that's gonna move. You know what can't see that wind? AI right now. And we'll get to that in a minute. So, back to those waves. If you can manipulate your body so much that you can make the hair stand up. And if you were to break it down, know that nothing touches, okay? Subatomically, we are millions and millions of little tiny molecules. So what the fuck is stopping the way that you're thinking, the way that you're doing things, the way that you're feeling, the way that you're treating other people, the way that people are treating you is not affecting everything around you. You gotta be stupid, nuts, blind, dumb, or not even give a fuck to think that that's not even true. Because when you start noticing, hey, one person starts getting upset, then two people start getting upset, then the whole entire crowd, and then all of a sudden you got a riot, and then all of a sudden it's the whole freaking country. It's like, hey, what? We got president, and they got, leaders, two dudes. They're in a little house. If we weren't watching them, they could be having tantric sex with each other. Who knows? Joe Biden could be, blowing Eskimos over there, and Nancy Pelosi should be showing her tits, and we wouldn't know none of it. But once our people start recognizing it, and then they start thinking it, and then other people start thinking it, what happens? Everybody gets pissed the fuck off. And then a little war goes on, and then, oh man, and then shit fucking happens. It turns from a thought into physical. Just like if you got pissed at somebody. Why does that thought get you pissed off? Because it's affecting your whole entire body, your whole entire nervous system, your whole entire well-being, your freaking DNA. Because just like how you rest at the end of the day, man, This feels great. Now you're pissed at somebody and that energy's going off and you just want to get at them. What do you think that does? You know, spreading all the way around. Everything that you would see in your space, like if this was the atmosphere. It's times that I would love for this to go on until like 3 o'clock, you know, but just like in here, like how you can hear my voice and all that. If I were to bellow out and holler, you could hear it echo, the resonance, you know? Why is it you can hear it, feel it like that? Because it's just vibrating around. See if I can find something else into this. Why all this? That was the last thing I wrote in this book too. I thought that was pretty funny. Then, a time machine would work better as a prison than a teleporter. You know, 30 seconds here is 20 seconds or 30 seconds here is 20 years in a hole. But I'm not really into time travel at all. How structures formulate thought. Bam! Here it is, right here at the end. So, further, because right here at the end. Okay, I do believe, this is, like I said, this is back in 2015. I do believe that free will is an evolutionary step in advancement. It allows the compound structure, the organism, a chance to override a foreseen, observed outcome. And to further extend its infinite unpredictability, so reality can... Here comes... Whoa! I know you can see that. I know you can see that. All right, guys. Hopefully this is still recording, you know, so we're capturing all this because I want certain times to hit. It is now 2:02. If you believe in numerology, it's 2:02. You're seeing 2s and you're seeing 0s and you're seeing 2s. So if it's 2:02s, I'm getting goosebumps at 2:02s with you. So when we come back to it, to further extend the infinite unpredictability, so reality can evolve as well as provide an expanding understanding to itself. So reality can continue to inherit information to further challenge and refrain from finding out its own predicted outcome, therefore seizing the conditions of dissolution. Reality wants to play roulette with itself, having a never-ending outcome. Compound life is the key to survival of reality. Bam, look at those goosebumps again. We are giving off the energy, you know, as bad as it sounds, you know, we need some bad shit to happen. You know, that's why you start looking at those psychology books, you know, you see, you know, hate even saying the name, you know, Hitler, you know, he tried to rid the Jews and stuff like that, you know, to purify. Why did he want to purify? Not necessarily the same reason, but along the same type of lines, you know, like, hey, these people, we don't like them, you know, we're always causing fights and stuff like that. Get rid of them, and everybody's happy. And there's that peace. The same with this. This is how we get the peace. You know, it wants to refrain from finding its own predicted outcome, therefore seizing the conditions of dissolution. Reality wants to play roulette with itself, having a never-ending outcome. Compound life is the key to survival of reality. Passing information of choice, free will, inheritance, and instincts. So if restarting reality is necessary, just like we're hearing right now, you're hearing those leaders saying, hey, we got to have this reset. If restarting reality is necessary, it can birth a brand new super conscious reality where reality itself becomes conscious and acts as one whole freaking singularity, having its conscious harmony and balance where all living and non-living energy will be one connected consciousness. If reality becomes one connected unit, the reality has the free will not to have ever existed, and this will be us experiencing and formulating reality to its own conclusion, that there is no need for reality and to be better off thought as the grand idea. A drop of water in size, you know, is overruled by the size of an ocean. But if the ocean would be less without a drop. Let that sink in for a second. No pun intended, sink in. So, everybody's becoming woke. There's a lot of shit going on. But apparently, from what I've been fucking feeling and going through here, and you know, this stuff is 5 years ago. there, I'm not going to say her name. She knows who she is. But me and this girl back then, we would butt heads on and off and on and off and on and off. But the relationship was just purely physical, like sexual. My grandpa had a clock, and the battery that was in that clock was there when we took it out of my grandma's house. And this is shit. Oh my God. Like a 15, 20-year-old battery in this son of a bitch. And if she would voluntarily vouch for it, I highly doubt it. But yeah, when we would have sex, what would happen to that clock? It'd start ticking, wouldn't it? And then probably like we would leave the room for a little bit, and then that son of a bitch would stop. And she's like, what the heck? And then my dog would start barking at it. And then, and then like the next day, we go back at it again. And then all of a sudden that clock starts ticking again. She's like, what the fuck? And she'd be like, I knew when you were coming home too, because that fucking Xbox you had was haunted. And I got a couple friends. You know who you are. I'm not going to say your names, but if you want to validate that crazy ass Xbox that I had, or hell, any of y'all that made music with me back in the day, they would come over to my house, and I started getting excited. You would start hearing like the knocks, like how, that cabinet was doing, or like the microwave would do and stuff. I'm surprised the freaking lights haven't done anything yet. Because used to, I'd be up here, go up to the light. Oh, shit. That was dumb of my fucking self. Anyways, hey, you can feel that heat. It's light. It's got that energy. But, yeah, like, shit would go fucking nuts in that house, and just people would just leave. They would hear, like, some creeping, or, like, the lights would start going and all that. I used to say, it was like, yeah, just like how the atmosphere of the earth, everything is spinning around there. The aluminum walls in that trailer, used to keep it all in, like those. You would see the crazy guy with the aluminum on his forehead. Why did he do that? It was literally to keep his shit inside. Yeah, crystals, they're pretty cool. There is this thing about plasma, okay? New topic. So, I want to say these little coincidences are, to you, be like, oh yeah, he's just going crazy. It's just, hey, that's when your shit turns on. It's 2:08. Why would my shit come on 2:08 instead of, random time? Or when I'm talking about something. But anyways, the crystalline structure, with the vibration and stuff like that, I haven't really looked too much into this, but like how crystals resonate and everything like that. This is a lime rock crystal. That's the lime rock crystal. So there are girls out here who focus on crystals, and they can tell you what this thing is supposed to do when you hold it. Maybe I'm supposed to hold it, maybe I'm not supposed to hold it. There's some, they'll counterbalance you out. Because your brain, you have two hemispheres. You have the left hemisphere and you have the right hemisphere. And what needs to happen to synchronize your brain? There's a thing called binaural beats. And here they're coming back again. So with the thing about binaural beats, and like I said, I got some on here. The brain, if you want it to synchronize itself, if you want it to get in harmony, you ever take those tests like, are you left-brained or are you right-brained? The left-brained, yeah, you're more masculine, and then if you're right-brained, okay, you're more feminine. Okay, that's true. So how do you get that to balance out? You got a positive and a negative. You can't just feed the same positive into both sides and then expect them things to hook back together when one's gonna repel each other. So you gotta kind of counterbalance it out. And how do you counterbalance it out? So simple. If I have, let's say, a wave that's its frequency is say 100. You know what that other wave has to be in order for it to sync up? 110 or 90. It only has to be 10 megahertz or 10 hertz or 10 hertz off, for it to sync up. And what happens is you get an oscillation. That oscillation, that you hear, that's what your brain tunes into. Because it's the difference. It's not picking up the positive. It's not picking up the negative. It's picking up the in-between of it. That hollow space. That's where you go, and then your brain goes, or your brain goes, and then, all right, now we're synced up. You listen to it for a little bit, and all right, it feels good, because your brain's a muscle. It's like if you go swimming, or if you go jogging, how you get tired, Duh, your brain's a muscle. I try and make sure that I don't leave out anything. Yeah, when it comes to like stars and shit like that, I like looking at stars every night. I like paying attention. There's been a lot of times, obviously in here, look, I don't have a TV. And I have not had a TV or watched TV since high school. I'm gonna repeat that again. I've had a TV to play freaking Grand Theft Auto in. I have not watched TV or seen like news or watch, shows and stuff like that. If you do see me watching a show, it's either jackass, ridiculousness, some dumb shit. Because when I'm sitting down there, I want to break from absorbing stuff, from trying to figure out things, from like, okay, what do I think is there? So why is the purpose for this? So literally everything that the word manifest is literally out of my own pure thought. It has to, because where the hell's fuck am I getting it from? You ain't telling me shit. Have you seen me every single day asking, hey, have you heard me asking these questions? Oh my gosh, is this going that? No, I had to do it on my own self. Just like you guys are learning on your own. We all learn it differently. Whether it's you get in a car crash and you're like, oh fuck, I don't drive this fast anymore. Or, dang, that bitch is gonna burn me. Don't fuck with that bitch no more. Or, hey, if I kick this dog, and I got a beard, and then I kick it again, still having a beard, and kick it again and still have a beard. The next time that my buddy comes over and I know he's got a beard, if my dog freaks out on his ass and goes to try to bite him, he's now conditioned to know, hey, that guy's got a beard, he's probably gonna kick the shit out of me. So just like that dog learned, you ring a little bell, Pavlo, however the hell you want to pronounce his name. That ding 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 ding, ringing the bell, or your ding, or your Facebook, or the best one's a jackpot. The sound of that. They really do think about those sounds. There is a reason. Sound once again is a rejection of particles, measurable yet infinite structure. What I mean by infinite. So sound. Once I said it, go from infrasound or ultrasound. Why are those three words different from each other? You got sound, you got light, you got infrared, and then you got ultraviolet. And then remember back in school, how do we do our lights and how do we do the sound? Remember that little acronym Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet? You got your light here. Infrared is beyond the red spectrum. That's why it's called infrared. Ultraviolet, is beyond the violet spectrum. Red is unstable. Just like a stop sign, Or excuse me, red, it means stop, duh. But infrared is unstable. Like just like looking at infrared, it's all kinds of different colors and everything. Then you look at your green, it's your judgmental, it's your base color, it's good. The movie Inside Out, pristine example of the color spectrum. As much as it is emotions. Why is disgust green? Why is anger red? Why is the guy who's, he's a little scientist, he's got his mind, like he's got the stronger mind, he's smarter, he's more precautious and everything. Why is he purple? Purple's up here, red's down there. Sorry guys, if you're red, you're down there, you're purple up here. So what happens when you go to ultraviolet? Unstable, random, powerful. So ultraviolet, like ultraviolet radiation. Holy shit. Like, man, that's not good for you, is it? You know, go get into some ultraviolet radiation. No, it's not good at all. So we had a teacher, and he was a very, very, very good eye opener, and he taught chemistry. I would love to say his name, but I can just go ahead and, you know, just give a little bit of, the man used to walk around with a golf club, you know, in class. He used to go, you're confused. And new topic, so click. You go, you're confused. You know, he might have just been saying that, but when I heard him say that, you know, it's like, you know, maybe I am confused with some stuff. But it was the first, like, week there. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but holy smokes, he fucking blew our minds with this. At least blew my mind with it. But he stumped every one of us, and myself included. He had this little test, and it took us a week to do it. It was like the periodic table elements, and it had something to do with, you know, like if you were to burn copper, it turns yellow, or it burns green. If you were to, you know, just different stuff, you know, what happens here. And we were coming up with these crazy answers, and we'd hear the person next to us give an answer. And we're like, okay, shit, don't say that downstairs, right? You know, what did you write? You know? And you know what the answer was to all of it? Color is an identifying factor. Bam. There went the ant. Color is an identifying factor. Why is that important? You're confused. All right, because color will indicate the speed of the object. Isn't that great? Kind of zoomed in there, didn't I? But yeah, color is going to indicate the speed of the object. So, stars, if those things are stars, we call them stars. They're supposed to be stars. They just look like dots to me. They look like, I was about to say, fuck, that's a big ass star, what the hell? It's just a light. But anyways, yeah, a star. You know, a star just looks like a dot. But if you look at a star, ones look a little bit more bluer and some look a little bit more redder. You know, the ones that are bluer, they're what? They're moving toward you. The ones that are red are moving away from you. So, color also indicates the temperature of the object. So you got your blue dwarfs, you got your red giants, your supernovas. Another one, like a candle. If you're to light a candle, you know how it's red. But if you're to light a torch, you know how it's blue. With different temperatures. Energy, color, sound, you know, equals, it's all in a little circle. You know, little harmony thing going on here. The observable, the non-observable objects and structures. You got your color. In a given space, energy is added, structures and form. I think I did say that, the building blocks. Color is measured indefinitely, just like the sound, how we explained, you know, how you got ultrasound and infrasound, you know, and then you got ultraviolet and then infrared. So since we're on the thing of sound, basic sound principles and how they affect humans and the subconscious. So the low sounds, just as much as the high sounds, I want to say it's those low frequencies. I want to say, shit, there comes the goosebumps again. It was like 5. I got it on the hard drive, but I'm trying to remember because, like I said, this years ago. It's like 7.5 hertz or 12. No, it's like around like 7 hertz or whatever. Oh, excuse me. If you start playing that shit for too damn long, you will fuck up your body. And it will fuck you up. Like your organs, like your brain. I want to say the Germans made this thing called the Luftkanon. It was like this big ass sound cannon went boom. It wasn't so well. I think it killed the person who fucking shot it off. But it was just this sound gun. You remember those toys? You would pull back and poof, the Arazuka. You know, but it made that boom sound. You're like, oh man, you're like, damn, you could feel that sound. Well, they realized, hey, you know, that sound, you can feel it. So what had happened is, crazy son of a bitch, he launched that, or he popped that thing, and I think he fried his guts from the inside, and what his purpose was intended for was that echo, that low sound, because those low frequencies travel, and they just go and go and go and go, and then he just, yeah, it'll bounce around, and shit's bad. So your low sounds, you know, like your bass, you know, in your car, your little rattles and stuff like that. Your mids are your vocals, and your highs like the screech, you know, the tiny, and those are really fast. So what I mean by fast is low frequency would move like this. High frequency would move like that. And just like on here, if I move my hand on the camera, you know, it's picking up the frames per second. That's why you start moving at a super high frequency, it looks like it stays in the same place and almost would go away. That's where the theory of if you were to drive a car in a circle at the speed of light, it would disappear. CERN does that with particles and stuff because they want to see what happens when you accelerate. That happens a lot when I talk about CERN. Overly coincidental. It just shuts the fuck off. So I don't know what happened there. Hopefully they did discover something cool. I don't know if it'd be like this devil thing. I don't know. I don't watch Stranger Things like you guys because I don't have a fucking TV. So I don't believe that part of it. But could they have created, you know, smashing particles together and see something? Yeah. What it is, I don't know. Could they have created a mini little tiny universe? Maybe. But what is going on, like with the frequencies and all that? Like the low and the high. The low, I want to say, is almost just as bad as the high again. And so it's like the 5.7 hertz or the 7 hertz or whatever. That's where you get the infrasound. And if you expose yourself to that too long, it will kill you. How loud does it have to be? You know, back to the 140 decibels, you know, as loud as like a jet, you know. If you hear that, boom. You could broadcast that out to a crowd. And what would happen? Boom, they die. And unfortunately, I have a track on there that has just that frequency on there, and it's on a loop. So if, like say, if I wanted a security system in here, and I would just say, all right, it's time for me to get the fuck out of here. All I would have to do is literally, I'll say, hey, I'm gonna put this speaker up to my ear, because Chevrolets do it, and the Tahoes and the Suburbans. If you got a Tahoe, look at the like the corners of your ceiling in your car, or the headliner of your car. You'll see these itty bitty little speakers. Those speakers emit a white noise, and that white noise, just like balancing out the harmony of your brain, it puts out a frequency to cancel out the sound fighting sound, you know. So all I'd have to do is put on my headphones and I'd be fine. My body wouldn't be. My brain would be kind of okay because I'm pumping sound right into it, you know, and your ears going straight into your brain. So at least that'll be fine, but my body's going to take the hit. But you're the last thing, like on a person, if you're to get hypothermia, if you're to freeze, you know, or if you're, you know, if you drown or you die, whatever like that, everything low, that starts shutting off. Your heart will shut off before your fucking brain. Why? Because the brain's the last thing it saves. So, hey, save my brain, get the fuck out. You'll fry, you'll melt. But I'll be able to get out of there. You know, so, like I said, who uses that? Military. You know. Since we're on these little conspiracy theories about military and the Department of Defense and government and all that stuff like that, they do listen to your phone. They do watch, you know, when it comes to, you know, acts of terrorism. You know, they want to know that their ass is covered, you know, that somebody's not going to say something stupid, you know, and then go off and go hurt somebody. And that somebody's a person in power. So, hell yeah, they listen to you. Fuck yeah, they listen to you. You got everybody with a cell phone in their hand learning just as much the same shit that I'm doing, but I'm focusing on my own self. You know, and you got people with, you know, $100 million and a group of badasses that want to say, hey, I want what you got. Hell yeah, they're going to listen to you. Yeah, go ahead and use this phone. Yeah, for the calculator app. I want to access your photos and your call history and your data history and your Google account and fucking your address and your blood type and what's your girlfriend's pussy taste like, what's her, family's bloodline, what's that, what is this in your hand? Oh my gosh, what is that? Hell yeah, they're gonna watch that and listen to you. Same thing with, anything else. Wouldn't you want to know what's going on? Like, hey, if you put a gun in somebody's hand, wouldn't you want to know, hey, how many bullets are in there? What kind of gun it is? Is it gonna hit me from 100 yards? Or is it gonna miss me at 20 feet? That's the kind of thing. Like literally the phone in a person's hand is like a loaded gun. So, back to the color and the sound. I hope this is freaking recording because this has been a long time. Shape, color, and sound, basic identifying object. That goes back to our chemistry class. I'll just say it. Hey, I will give it a shout out. South Sumter High School. Thank you. I'll give a shout out to Lake Sumter Community College. Thank you. And I'll give a shout out to Florida State University. Thank you. So, this goes back to his class, back in chemistry, an identifiable object. That's why I chose those your words. For the subconscious to start the thinking process. Because color, shape, sound, boom. Now we have something that we can identify. Identifying factors. But we're not just identifying just the sound, just the color, just the shape. We're identifying why our conscious is separated from the subconscious. The subconscious, how to tune in with it. And it's quiet right now. The reason I keep going over to this stuff, guys, is because that's where the lights are, that's where the microwave is, and that's where the refrigerator. You got a constant AC compressor right there. I got a microwave, and then I have these lights right here. But I almost don't like it when things get silent, though. Anyways, so back at it. So yeah, that's when the subconscious starts its thinking process. So this is where it comes back to the 5D reality. You want to shift over into it? I don't know. I doubt it's like the physical place or whatever, but it's where your mind's at. It's the thinking process. It's where you're supposed to be at right now. At least that's what I'm feeling. That's what, God damn, I hate even using the word, but like feeling it, feeding in, being downloaded to, whatever. So, what am I looking at here? Every day. Okay. So, yeah, how I ended without the subconscious. So here we go. This goes into the identifying it. So everything is a geometric pattern. A beginning, but definitely an outcome. Our minds is just as much connected to our surrounding as the skin is to our bones. It following a Fibonacci spiral, resonating at 528 megahertz, as well as the color it emits. Its form and color introduce a bonding and separation of energy, therefore its indication. The particles vibrate, which gives off a heat, just like I want to touch that light up there, the photons. They give off heat, from the light, from the power, going through it. The electrons within its structure can change form from a physical particle, i.e. that which we see, to a non-observed will or act or transform into a wave. And then that wave energy that it emits, treat that wave as a memory. So memories are etched or almost burned into your recollection. So if you're to stare at a light, close your eyes, and then for a brief moment, you'll still be able to see where that light is. So look at the light, close it. You still see, like if you look at a light bulb, it's yellow. Then when you close your eyes, it's almost like a blue or a green. So that burn is the figure or combination of the pre-existing particle's location. So you saw that light. You saw that light. Then you close your eyes. You see the light, boom, close your eyes. You still see that little burn right there. You're not looking at the light no more. So that's when it goes from being a particle, a fucking photon, to when you close your eyes, boom. You still see that there. You know, that's the burn. The eye does not see, it feels radiation. Holy shit. Like, this goes back to when I was saying, hey, there's no friction. You don't touch actually anything. But like how just like wind, just like sound, how you can feel it, you know, that light, you know, your eyes, they don't see. They mini burn radiation and they feel that burn. They're absorbing that little bit of radiation. And when your eyes absorb and feel that burn, hey, now we can see something, you know. The eye does not see, it feels radiation. Imagine it like an instantaneous Polaroid camera, absorbing, processing, printing, and then identifying the particle's past location. If your eyes actually see, then it would be a solid white or absent black. Note, you never actually see an object. It's only resonating electromagnetic energy in its provided space, dissolving or evolving, subtle balance, constantly rearranging, both winning and losing its own battle, to seal a singularity and as well as its own infinite random environmental space, where both existing and non-existing space harmonize. Recognize the shape, you know, as our processing time to witness the explosion of matter as it runs its course. Color is the heat in a non-existing state, but yet measurable. Color comes from at least two sources: the particle itself and the rejection of the absorbed energy. And it also provides a balance, as well as ultraviolet and infrared. Just as heat and color extends to an infinite state, this infinite state allows a chance to hold information. This is where the third source is. Space is not empty. The non-visual electromagnetic energy free floats until enough collects to create a barrier. And when its own wave space, this is how we feel the vibration. It is possible. That's the first law of thermodynamics, where now a space becomes the sound, and light is the greater, or not. I should have wrote that backwards. I should have wrote that differently. Light is equal to sound, and sound, once again, is the rejection of the particles in its measurable yet infinite structure. From unheard radio waves to biological living sound identification, it continues to further infinite ultrasonic radiation, ultrasonic electromagnetic radiation. The mixture of the gap between the sound and the light allows a compound to form. Once again, note, you only feel the resonating charge of the particles. And this is where you begin to formulate your reality. I think I did say that, yeah. We experience reality due to the subatomic energy passing through and resisting to the electromagnetic force of our bodies emit, interacting with the non-physical world. Life is just another form of exploding particles combined to inform itself of reality's current yet past condition, state, and form, so that we can rearrange into the infinite structure and further produce a balance to the harmony. All our bodies do is carry out the experience of observing, sensing, and informing. The net we call our experiences emotion. So that's a lot to take in right there, you know? So we're experiencing reality, okay? The goosebumps coming back. All right, so there's the non-physical, you know? And then there's that physical part that we're seeing right there. Literally everything's like, you know, saying like how it's exploding. Well, it's with the particles combined to inform itself, the reality's current yet past condition. So when you see that star up there in the sky, when you see that light, we got this distance right here. Like you see me and I see you. We are looking at each other's past condition. There is the right now, but that distance it took for the object, for you to see it from your phone to your face, there's that little bit of space. It's not right now. It's not touching your face. You know, it's had to take that little bit of time, that gap right there. And we call that an emotion, you know, and the emotion is important. This is how the organisms can correlate color, you know, to our survival senses. You know, that's going back to what I was saying about the movie Inside Out. Why was the red guy angry? Why was the blue girl sad? Why was the green girl fucking snotty and, you know, and why was the little golden girl all happy? You know, like, yeah. You know. Let's see here. What else we got here? Am I missing anything? Recognizing structures and figures provides a type of shortcut. Yeah, okay, so through this infinite interaction of geometric... Bang! So, through this infinite interaction of geometric structures, begins to form the further obtain the balance in some that we can recognize. We know that's a rock. We know that's a speaker. You know this is me. You know that's a cup. You know that's a hard drive. We can recognize those things. But if you're to zoom all the way down into it, see if we'll do it. You know, eventually you would see that crystalline structure. Through this infinite interaction, geometric structures begin to form and further obtain the balance in some that we could recognize. We begin to form an understanding of our reality due to recognizable geometric figures in the current sustainable structures. Life forms, stars, planets, just like I was saying. Recognizing these structures of figures provides a type of shortcut to process the information if you observe the structure. Your subconscious automatically systemizes and formulates the thought process. Thought is your brain rearranging previous, current, new experiences of your environment for an extended time. Oh, my light went off. So yeah, go back to it. Recognizing the structures is a part of a shortcut of the process of the information. If you observe a structure, your subconscious automatically systemizes and formulates the thought process. Thought is your brain rearranging previous, current, new experiences of your environment for an extended time, i.e. collecting information to deeper burn the memory for better retention for unexpected scenarios. It's like when I was talking about kicking the dog and Pablo and everything. The subconscious can reconstruct itself to better suit and understand its surroundings. That's where the dog don't even go up to bearded people, don't go up to bald people. That's why girls don't talk to motherfuckers that look like you because, oh my gosh, he looks like my ex-husband. Oh my gosh, he looks like my ex-boyfriend. That's why you don't, that's why you don't like big asses or big tits, or you don't like, a chick that talks back, because you know what's going to happen. That shit's burned into your memory, to hopefully continue its existence. So the mind could continue to gather information until its own structure has to rearrange to maintain the consistent balance, to retain as much information as possible to itself, to provide an almost instinctive, planned, next-level energy state. That is when the movie Inside Out, when the little clown guy, Snuffleupagus or whatever the hell his name was, and then Youth Island, I think it was called Youth Island. It was like where the girl's playing hockey and shit like that. And then she starts growing up. Goosebumps again, guys. She starts growing up. Now she's, instead of being a little girl, now she's becoming an adolescent teen, or becoming a woman. You have to let that shit go and then come in. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that's what it was trying to say there. There are things in movies that do try to wake you up. There are things that are like, hey, we can show you this. Yeah, this is right here in front of your face. Okay, cool. It's like in that class, color is the identifying factor. You don't identify it, you don't fucking register to your brain. All right. Retain as much as possible. This is what I say about the free will is the evolutionary step for advancement. Allows the complex to override its outcome. Yep. Did talk about that. So that's where that ends off. So what did I say? This is back. This is back when I was never really believed in God, or never heard me talk about Jesus. I never went to church. Why did I always? Why am I leaving this last? Because I wanted to be last, because that's what everybody else was doing. Yeah, a bit disgraceful. Sorry for not mocking but just as like you are there for your healing, like that is what makes you sane. Me staying away from that, just like the dog being kicked, was my way of learning the other side of the picture. So you got the front and the back of the picture. I want to know the front and back of it. So if I knew that everybody else was learning this and I had the opportunity, hey, that I had easy access to experience this, and this will always flood in, and you know, if there's that saying that God always loves you and he's always watching out for you and protecting you and stuff like that. Okay, if that is true and that's what everybody's saying, then that'll be there for me. Da, 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 da. Hey, there you are, buddy. You know, I don't know who that is, but when I said buddy, I meant God or whatever like that. You know, a little love thing. So, yeah, it'll always be there. So, I saw the light, I've been baptized, you know. So, yeah, those little signs and stuff. You know, you don't have to go to church to experience a godlike sign or, you know, coincidence and all that. You know, a religious person, yeah, they would say that's a sign. For me, I would call it a coincidence. But fuck, they happen. Damn, I just drooled. It just happens so much, you know, I could call it out, and it's just right on the money whenever I say something. For some reason, right now, I have not seen the wave. Because I used to feel like I saw like a wave of gasoline. And it's, you know, interesting talking about the God and the Jesus thing. And there was a video that I got sent onto one of my YouTube channels. It was like, watch this before July 29th. And the video was like 3 days before like the 29th. It's like, okay. And that's another thing too. A lot of the videos that I watch on YouTube, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about this right now. Boom, YouTube it. You know, there's videos, you know, like a couple years out. I'm talking like these damn things are like 8 hours. The first video, you know, it'd be like within 8 hours or 5 hours. It's like 15 minutes till 3. I hope this is on. I know. It says comments will appear here and stuff. Finish. Hopefully I upload it. That's been around. Okay, I see me that way. I just had to eat a Pop-Tart. Talking a lot. So religion, my view. Religion is a puzzle, a piece of one. See, I tune in more of my surroundings and nature than a single supreme entity. Who's to say that we all can't be a living God? You know, have more spirit than religion. But I have been attracted to Buddhism, Hinduism, and Enlightenment. And Buddhism and Hinduism, they practice, you know, yourself. Like Buddha said, you know, I'm going to go and meditate, and I'm going to not have this, not have that. And then there was a person asked Buddha, you know, what did you gain from all that? And then Buddha was like, I didn't gain nothing from it, but I lost stress. I lost anxiety. I lost depression. Goosebumps. Whoa, those are really heavy. I lost depression. And then now with that being said, he did not call himself enlightened, but that, snap. He did not call himself enlightened, but that experience of him going through that and letting go of stuff and recognizing, hey, there's more out there than what the hell is given to me. Now he is enlightened. Enlightenment is a state. I think about time, you know, people who's worked with me have definitely experienced this one. I'm right on time. Like when it was time for me to get to a job, you know, I'm always on time. I'm maybe a little bit early. You know, if you tell me to be there 7 o'clock, you know, usually 6:50, 6:55, I'm already there. But throughout the day, you know, you ask me what day it is, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. What day of week is it? I don't know. You know, like, shit, it's almost the end of the month. Like, fuck, today's the last day of the month. What the hell day is it? I don't even know. You know, what day is it? Yeah, today's the 31st. Shit, I don't even know it's 31 days in this. I thought, you know, it's going to be August. You know? Well, today's the 31st. So, yeah. But yeah, really, let's see here. Every day is the same day. This is what I was putting down. Every day is the same day. It's like our perception of time is correspondingly influenced to the rotation of the earth. Also, your brain's processing time. So when you ask me, hey, what time of day it is, what day of the week it is, I don't fucking know, because most of the time, I'm like this. It'd be 2:45, in the morning. I'm up. Why? Because I'm thinking about this kind of stuff. I got these things going on in my life. When I was younger, I was getting paperwork like this, having write books like this, making sure like, hey, I'm journaling this, putting stuff onto a hard drive, putting stuff on my phone, uploading it to Google, and then now it's like I'm almost speaking with Google. It's like Google's like, not like a parent, but like a safety net. But at the same time, it's like, hey, we're going to work together on this, So everything that I'm going to feel, I'm going to feed it into you. So right before I did that, I was like, you know what? Remember I was doing this, and let me get back into seeing, hey, could I work for the Department of Defense? Could I work for, CIA? Could I work for DARPA? Could I work for CERN? And then each one of those ones were just either application or qualification or resume. So I'm like, fuck, I don't have this on my phone. I don't feel like uploading it. So I just remembered, oh yeah, shit. The internet listens to you. So I was like, hey, Google, you do that. There we go. See what the fuck I'm saying? That was crazy. So I'm like, can't say it because it's listening, duh. You go, and then, yeah, it listens. Fucking Google. About your ass. So anyway. I'd backfeed that shit up onto the grid. But I know it's listening right now. I know they're listening. And they know it too. I was so close to fucking up. So close to fucking up. What I mean by that was, I started getting really cocky. And when I mean cocky, I mean like, hey, we're here. Fucking fridge. I'm sitting here right by you, the microwave. Hey, I'm gonna start providing this information to these guys. You better give me a reason, like, hey, if I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I touch you, you better fucking do something. But it didn't work like that. So, and then all of a sudden I got watched videos like, hey, this is how CIA manifests, you can do that. And then I hit on the frequency, and then I was listening to it with my headphones on before I actually saw what the video was and what the frequency was on there. And I was gonna say, it scared the shit out of me. It scared the ever-living shit out of me. And I'm like, fuck, I ruined it. I ruined everything, like all the vibration and stuff like that, because it's like, hey, just how it's backfeeding, just how everything reciprocates. It wants the learning process, but I'm not saying CI is bad, but just that video, it had that level of frequency on it. Just how I said, like, hey, some are good and some are bad. Well, it had the bad one on there, and it scared the ever-living piss out of me. Those high goosebumps on that one. Yeah. Not afraid to admit that one, but yeah, it scared the ever-living piss out of me. And I was very, very, like, detrimental. I'm like, shit. It made me feel weird, and it did. It was really fast. It was like 10 seconds, and it sounded like an ocean wave. And then it's like, here's what we're gonna do to balance out the size of your brain, with the binaural of it. And then it was just boom. And then I just sat there, and I'm like, damn. I couldn't feel nothing, like for almost like that whole day. I'm just getting the goosebumps and feeling that, quoting out that. It was nothing. And I felt lost. I really felt so lost. And then what was it that hit me? 528. You learn how to feel that frequency, and you know how to. It's like, if you want to make look at that. If you want to make your body feel that frequency, the best way that I can explain it, you ain't got to meditate for 20 minutes or nothing like that. But it is breathing. It is knowing how to breathe. And it is like the Pavlov's effect. You know, when they hear that bell ring and their mouth starts salivating and everything like that. I try to make the feeling of like, I'm cold, but where you're cold. Like at your ears. I try to make sure, like, hey, I feel cold at the ears. And I'll take the breath in and then boom. And that's how you do it. So, apparently, like, I've never been one to say there's aliens or anything like that. You know, I have said if we do have a type of alien, that they would probably look like 2:51. All right, so right about close to 3 o'clock. Wiccan chicks out there, y'all know that 3 o'clock is the witching hour. So this is usually if I am sleeping, I'll wake up on the dot almost every single time at 3 o'clock. Apparently witching hour is when, I guess, old souls are trying to transfer through either a passing or another dimension. Something like that. But that's when shit starts going the most crazy. That's what they say. And I never even heard about that until it was like a girl told me about this. I'm like, you know what? I do fucking wake up at 3 o'clock all the time. I'm pretty sure you do too sometimes. But yeah, it's a switching hour thing. Whether it actually is true or not. But enough people think about it where it resonates around to where it actually happens, because that thought, you know, where nothing comes to thought, your experience is an emotion as well as what you're experiencing. Your surroundings can determine the thought process. You know, so when you were a kid and you were afraid of the boogeyman, was that boogeyman there? No. Boogeyman wasn't there, but you thought he was going to go bump in the night. You thought he was going to reach through that bed and grab you. He wasn't there, but that thought was enough to make your body scared to where you didn't want to open the door to the closet, you know, or you had to keep it open, you know, or you didn't want to walk outside at night because you thought something was going to get you. Elon Musk said something about being afraid of something, you know, when it's like an absence of photons. He's like, you know, why am I going to be afraid of something that's not there? You know, it makes no sense. But now more than ever, with all this validation and showing stuff like that, I did have a buddy come over here, and I was talking about like how the phone listens and stuff like that. And I didn't use those two words that made my freaking phone shut off a couple times. But we were sitting here and I started telling him about it. And of course he gave me the, yeah. And I'm like, no, dude. I was like, they listen to you. And I started saying like, hey, I started spilling the beans a little bit. And then, hey, buddy, if you want to comment on it, go for it. You know, say, hey, tell them exactly what happened. You know, we're standing over here. We were standing about right here. And then my phone was way the fuck over there. And we're having a conversation. And we're talking about this. And I'm like, dude, I think it's talking about like coming close and stuff. I'm like, no. I was like, the motherfuckers are listening because I'm volunteering shit. It was almost like Google. Okay, I didn't shut off that time. It was almost like you guys didn't want me telling people. But now you guys know that I have to fucking tell people. So a part of my own, you know, experience in getting this shit, you know, where we need to go. You know, either if that's mind or if that's going someplace. I'm trying to look around. I don't see any of these fucking ways. You know, usually I do, but this time I'm not. And it's like right about 3 o'clock. But yeah, and then all of a sudden the phone started just saying whatever. We didn't know what the hell it was saying, but it just started talking. The phone fucking started talking. And then, yeah, right before we left, I was like, dude, come here. You know, and all of a sudden it started going off again and stuff. You know, so. But yeah. And my favorite book here was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But yeah, back to it now more than ever. I do believe that there is a collective consciousness that is going to come and retrieve us. So this goes back to that rapture. You know, like they said in the Bible, like, hey, you know, I think it was Revelations, whatever. I read it in jail. I read the Bible like 4 times in jail. I think it was Revelations. Or like the rapture happens, they come back. You know, it's like Return of the Antichrist. you know, and then Jesus comes back, and then they have this huge ass battle. So that Antichrist figure, I don't know if it's, I doubt it's one person, but I think like the Antichrist is probably the earth itself, us, you know, like not figuring out, hey, this is when you need to realize, hey, are you going to stay here? Or are you going to come with us where you can have everything that you want? And not like physically want, but you're in a state of mind that where they say, hey, we only use like a certain part of our brain. We actually do use every part of our brain. But what they mean by that is when they say we only use 10% of our brain. They're not saying that, hey, you know, I got this piece right here. This is my brain. I'm only using this much of it. No, you're using your front, your back, prefrontal cortex, your different lobes, your occipital lobe, pineal gland. Yeah, you're using every single part of your brain. Bang. It's 256. No. But you do use every part of your brain. But what they meant is what that brain is capable of. Because it goes back to like when we were back in the older days and stuff, you know, the power of the brain was, you know, actually like way more capable of doing things than we were. Like those monks. The power of the brain of those monks. They knew that with thinking, you know, it started coming to like subconsciously, you know, or they could move things, you know, they could become almost psychic, you know, because where they could levitate objects, you know, they could see different things, you know, they knew more about what's going on than what we did. So what we're trying to do is readjust back into it to where we can go, hey, boom, you know, that's going to pop up, you know, because we want it to pop up. So, and people are starting to do that right now. And yeah, they're waking up. It's a good thing. But yeah, there's supposed to be this 5th dimensional consciousness shift, and then not necessarily like ascended masters, but if you look on my profile, it's up there. I'm not going to say their name. And if you want to look for it, go for a look at it. And then type it in. You know, it's in my my bio. So yeah, go ahead, type it in, and then see if anything speaks to you. If it doesn't, sorry. You know, it's not going to. If you try really, really hard, and that is the only thing that you focus on right now, I mean, that is the only thing you focus on. And I'm saying you're going to have to sacrifice stuff. Just like how, you know, Jesus sacrificed his life for purifying the sins for us. That sacrifice there, how he sacrificed his life, if you want to jump on board right now, and this sounds like bullshit, and you're like, hey, this dude, you know, has got this going for him, and he's spent this amount of time, he's laying out this type of information, he's spent this amount of time. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit whack. The reason it sounded whack is because we're not on the same page. If you're on the same page, you're like, shit, thank goodness, you know, that this is going to go my way too. But if not, go ahead, look it out. But like I said, it's happening so fast, you know, and it's flooding me. And this is, I've been spending 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 7 years documenting this stuff. But really, it was when we were little kids. And you look at a kid and they're purely innocent. You know, they'll say things like, oh, I remember when my whole life, you know, I remember when, getting goosebumps right now, it's probably right. Yeah. It's 2:59, just getting the goosebumps. But, it don't pay attention, you know, like as soon as it hits 3, it's just, that's when it opens. But we'll sit there till it hits 3. That one's 3. See if it syncs up. Let's see if we get something cool. Just for the sake of the video, come on. A minute's a long time. Learned that from the Big Bang Theory. It was a sex joke. It's like, yeah, a minute's like a really long time if you think about it. Think about the decay process. It feels like it's taking so long to turn 3 o'clock. Boom. Oh man, nothing. Fucking nothing. But alright. So, but yeah. You know, you got to think about it all right now. Then that's it. That is all you have to think about. Plants, you know, like right now, we're going through a lot of shit. So like our food ain't gonna be no good tomorrow unless we can fix it. The cars we're driving ain't gonna matter. All that. So shit's about to get bad, but end up being good. And they're purposely. I know that this shit is purposely going on. They are purposely wanting to reset us for this grand little scheme. Saying, hey, wake up or you fuck up. You know, the fuck ups will stay here, the wake ups go up there. And I don't think I'm missing anything. Because part of this for me too is I've been holding back the embarrassment. I'm saying, hey, you know, this really is the most proudest thing that I've been working on. I've hid it from a lot of different relationships. There's times that I couldn't hide it, you know, because it's like, hey, I've got a fucking purpose. You know? And it's like, every man has a purpose. They got a job or career. My purpose is figuring out why I felt like an outcast, why I felt weird. And then that starts as a little kid. Why you feel outcasted, you know? Even now, why as men? I'm a strong man. I can fucking run. I can do push-ups. I can do pull-ups. But why as a man am I feeling like, damn, I'm not good enough. I got a nice apartment. I had a really fucking cool fast-ass car, but don't have that. Check this out. I got it. Oh my gosh, how long was I not doing that? I don't even know how long I talked for. Damn, I don't even know how long I didn't even get it. But yeah, it's now 3:02. Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. But anyways, yeah, it's just getting bad. Pay attention. People are, it's getting reset. We are being reset. Other countries and all that. Yeah, everybody. It's all going to be reset. Food, the cars, the people that we talk to, the way that you look at your friends. I'm pretty sure you're like your best friends. They ain't around as much as they used to. Like your family, they're either with you more now or they're not. The way that you're looking at things. The way that you talk to people, the way you interact. You know, as a person of my stature, you know, I'm making sure that, hey, you know, this is my purpose, you know? You know, your purpose could be, you know, racing cars. Your purpose could be playing video games. You know, your purpose could be being a porn star, you know, making money. My purpose is realizing why I've been feeling like an outcast, but I could get along with people. Like, I'd have that charisma. I would have, like, that confidence. I knew not to give up. And I'm going to fucking try everything. You know, because I just want to see what the hell I got in me. But this shit right here, you know, like, man, why am I feeling like this? You know, why do I have to document it? You know, why do I got to get a 500 gig hard drive just for shit that's going on? That is all this is. There's a couple phones and a computer backed up onto here and stuff. There's videos of my dog freaking out. Your animals can sense stuff. Like how the dogs can smell cancer. Poor Bogger, I miss him so much. You know, he's my little buddy. And I took him in 4 weeks. My Catahoula pit bull mix. But yeah, there's videos of him on there really not having a good time sensing some shit. Like, he would literally go up to that damn clock and start barking at that thing. And then all of a sudden, boom, that thing will start ticking. I'm like, all right, grab my phone. You know, run over to the Xbox real quick. Let me run over. Because, like, it was, whatever the fuck was in there was trapped. It was fucking trapped. Like, that energy part could not get out of that trailer. That sounded like my fucking Ouija board. Yeah. But yeah, whatever was in that trailer over there and all that aluminum or metal, whatever, yeah, it was stuck in there. And Bogger did not like it. And I got videos of him freaking out and just like barking at nothing. I don't see what he's barking at. Fuck, he's just barking at the clock. You know, and it's like, oh shit, the clock started working again. So, but yeah, there's an attunement. train yourself to it. They call it an awaken it. They call it a transition. They call it enlightenment. You know, whatever. But yeah, it all comes down to, I have that part in my bio. You know, there's that last little part of it. Type that in, see what you think. And then if it makes sense to you, then fine. You know, if it doesn't, then oh well. So, but yeah, I've definitely held back on this part. You know, letting people know, hey, this is what I've been doing pretty much my whole damn life. And it's all come down to this. That's why I picked my science class, my senior year in school, to last the whole entire year. Because I want to make sure, hey, if I do not go to college and this is my last year of school, that I get as much science in as possible. Because I know I could obtain everything else, but the tools, the techniques, the books, the lab, and the teacher himself, I'm not gonna have that unless I really have to focus down. But everything else, mathematics, you know, reading, writing, all that stuff, yeah, that all can be applied and I can grab that. But the deep down science, you know, learning how to break down that shit, you know, that we're gonna see out there, I needed to have that all year. I'm glad I did too. And took that into college. Sucks withdrawing, you know, love to go back, but you learn you don't have to really go to college for anything. You know, if you want to learn stuff on YouTube, if you want to go to a tech school, if you want to learn a trade, shit, do some manual labor. You want to go work outside right now in 95-degree heat? No, you don't. I'll do it and get fucking paid great for it. You know, it's because nobody wants to do it. Just like, you know, like your journey that you're on. There are times you're feeling lazy. There are times that, you know, you're feeling stressed out and it's like, fuck, I don't want to do it. But it's those Marines and the people in the Army and then the Navy and Air Force and National Guard, and then now we got Space Force. They've got a discipline, and that discipline is not doing the hard things, but doing the hard things when they don't want to do the hard things, and then breaking through that, and then waking up again at fucking 4 o'clock, bang, 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 and then doing it again and doing it again, do it again, because then it gets easier and easier and easier, you know. Oh, excuse me. It's just like this stuff right here. I set this off for a couple days, you know, after I got it, and I knew immediately, like, I needed to do this, you know, to get this stuff out here, you know, because I got one hell of an opportunity to sell this stuff. But I sat on my ass, you know, and then I literally didn't even get it all out there. And you know, someone was saying something about momentum. Yeah. I got told about momentum, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You know, I'm just gonna get up and just start unpacking this box. I didn't even get the whole damn box unpacked, and then boop, got a phone call. And then a lady came out here and checked out stuff. So, and I was like, all right, great. Now I know what it is. You know, like the momentum. Let's get it going. You know, because it's literally running out. You know, and got screenshots to show it. Like, hey, you know, here's the timing of stuff. Like, here's where I've set it. You know, a couple days, and then boom, it'll pop right up, like the manifestation. You know, like reality creating itself and recognizing. You know, and trying to fix a problem. And we let a problem get so out of hand that the only way to do it is literally just drop the ball, drop everything. Say, hey, you know what? I'm playing this game of Super Mario and I want to do a speed run, but I want it done on the first try, you know, with no errors and stuff like that. And you go through that whole entire speed run and you, you know, you die or whatever like that. And you want to make sure at the end that you have the perfect score. What do you have to do? Because if you finish it now on round 2, instead of having 3 lives, now you got 2. You didn't finish it with 3. So you got to hit that reset button and start all over. And sadly enough, that's what's going on right now. You know, this could be like how Da Vinci did that painting. That's why that was my last post that I just posted. The Last Supper. You know, I'm just rewording the word last. You know, it's like, hey, you know, this, you know, it's not like the last food, you know, but this is the last time that things are going to be like this. This is the last time that people are going to be like this. This is the last time that shit goes on like this, because there's no fixing it other than pushing the reset button. So we're about to have our Last Supper, and when it does come down to food, yeah, meat, they're yeah, because just like how they're doing the bans on, like, or not the bans, but like how everything, like sorry guys, but like sexuality, when it comes to like transgender, you know, gays, you know, bis, straights, you know, all that gender rush. Then you got the little kids, you know, or the fucking pedophilia shit. That's some fucked up shit. You not hear what your kids are saying? Because you're inside playing in fucking La La Land while your kids are playing outside. Do you know what the fuck they are saying? Go outside and listen to them. They're saying some fucked up. I hear these, yeah, they say some fucked up shit. You know, boys are like, yeah, these are my boyfriends and stuff like that. You know, they're telling little boys, hey, you could be a girl. You could be a boy. You know, hey, it's not Mother's Day. Oh, it's not Father's Day because, oh, that's too masculine because that's overpowering of women. You know, fuck the men. The rise of the women. But you know what the fuck is going on when you're doing that? You're trying to masculine the women, trying to demasculine the men, shifting shit around, you know, and trying to reverse the powers of it. And it's not going to work because we're not programmed like that. You're trying to force the shit onto it. It ain't going to work. I'm not trying to be a man with this, but I damn sure am too at the same time. It ain't going to work like that. So everything started getting crazy at once, and now we're having to reset it. So now we're suffering. Yep, our money, our food, our fucking gas, our kids, our families, our relationships, our friends, everything. So it's time to hit the reset button, and it's going to happen faster than we want it. And yeah, if we're ready for it, then we're ready for it. If not, stay here. But let's see what happens with this. I know I've been talking for a while, so yeah. Hopefully my neighbors downstairs don't mind this, but yeah, it feels good. That wasn't so hard. Really wasn't so bad. So I got this for you. I challenge you. The most embarrassing thing for you to, you know, say about yourself or do about yourself, just let it out. And when you do, it's like, fuck, it's done. It's so much better. It was that Eminem moment. You know, you can't rag on my mama. You can't rag on my trailer because, you know, I'm, you know, trailer park women, you know, make a song, you know, about it. I'm gonna just fucking make fun of myself so you ain't got none on it. Just let it out. You know, feel better. So, yeah. I think that'll do it. But yeah, about to get woke up. Need to go ahead and jump on the stuff if you're not already there. If you are feeling like you're there, start doing the research so you feel a little bit more comfortable. Know that you're not alone with this. And, yeah. Things about to get interesting, but from what I'm gathering from all this, it's gonna be all right. But it's not gonna be easy. And if that is true, that hey, what I'm gathering is that hey, this group, I wouldn't say like I'd say like ascended masters, you know, these ascended people or group or entity or this consciousness, this what is coming to be to fix this shit. Take the ones who have realized this, that know, hey, we're going to do what it takes to say, hey, fuck it. You know what? This is the right way to do something. This is the right calling. We're going to go along with it. But the ones that are staying here, that's saying, God have mercy on your soul. Because it's going to be bad. So, just hang in there. If you're feeling it, you're going to be good. If not, then, hey, it's been a hell of a ride for all of us, so don't feel like you're left out either. So, we don't know what's going to go on up there. Y'all don't know what's going to go on here. So, yeah. Stay thirsty, my friends.